roguelikes are without a doubt challenging. Naturally, it would make sense that your first couple runs of a brand new roguelike would be some of the roughest, as it's essential to use the runs as knowledge building blocks for the eventual victory. In fact, the chances of even winning on your very first try are slim to none. That gave me the great idea to play Dead Cells, a game that I know nothing about, and like the god gamer I am, beat this easy game made for babies on the first try. Or I get completely stomped into a certain victory. Who knows? But we can begin this journey at the very first steps. Or I guess in my case, slithering. Am I a slime? I'm not a real guy. I'm just that dude. He's Doug walking. Look at him. He's kind of clean with it. At the scene of the crime, this very axe must have been what turned us into mincemeat soup. With no tongue or head on his soul, bro can't actually talk, but he sure has a bunch of personality to make up for it. This nice lady gives it to us straight. We can't die, which is great news for me, as beating this game was going to be no proper challenge for an immortal like myself. However, the challenge isn't going to be any easier without a proper loadout. Thankfully, the game already planned ahead and blessed us with the choice of either the bow or a shield. And with my lack of experience, I might lose the run on the spot in embarrassment trying to parry off with the shield, so the bow was the obvious winner here. Immediately, I give this bad boy a good old test drive. So this seems very... Oh, I already got hit. Lost 30 of my health. Damn. Hey, but I got 15% back. That's an investment. Well, that could have gone better. If this is any indication of what's to come, I'm cooked. I didn't feel totally confident with the bow after my one encounter, so I pretty much just spooned my enemies to death. This is basically the tutorial before we get into the real meat and potatoes of the game. So in the meantime, I was getting a sense of what these enemies can have in their arsenal. Like this purple guy, he can shoot at me, but I can't shoot him. A blasphemous concept. Not only was I learning what they can do, I was also taking what is in my repertoire, figuring out I can roll past my enemies to dodge their attacks, a concept I can get behind. Secret discovered. I just hit it because it looked like it just looked blue. Quite common, but you should be having trouble getting 250 for it. Yo! We got some gold already. We got a good supply of it too. I keep slicing my way through enemies when one of them drops a nutcracker. It's a substantial damage upgrade, so I replaced my bow for it until I realized it's a hammer. I don't know why, but in every game, I hate heavy weapons. It was only a few seconds of bonking that I too hated the nutcracker. All right, I don't like the bonk. Sinew Slicer fires spinning blades at nearby enemies, inflicting bleeding. Directly above it were some green balls that I tickled a bit for a reaction. What the hell? I really wrote that in the script. Okay. All right. Reacting doesn't even give a cough, so I'm not really sure what it does yet. My next encounter is a perfect example of why I'm not built to be a heavy wielder. Oh, no! They do a lot. I am just one hit away from this run not even being able to get mid-roll ads. There's no way I'm allowing that to happen, and the game must agree as I find a power scroll where I can choose between one of the 3 stats to boost: brutality, tactics, and survival. Each stat gives me not only more damage based on the color of my equipment, but also a substantial health upgrade. I choose survival, to survive. I sadly didn't know about deployable skills, so when I saw the Sinew Slicer originally, I thought it would replace a weapon. Thankfully, I went back for it because off rip, I'm in love with this item. Basically, I can place the Sinew Slicer down, and as long as I'm in close proximity with the Sinew Slicer, it turns enemies into Swiss cheese. I was going to need it because this shield enemy was destroying me. I get severely lucky with a hidden walkabout underneath him to get all my health back, and use the Sinew Slicer as a master bait to do the final strike. Bang, bang, bang. This game is already super satisfying, and I feel like roguelikes are just so addicting to play, bro. Every time I play it, it's like something new. Where are you? Twin daggers. Inflicts a critical hit on the 3rd consecutive strike. Yeah, we're replacing our rusty sword 100%. That's a big upgrade. With an additional scroll of power, I went with brutality. I wasn't quite sure what the meta was with making a build, whether to focus on one color stat you have on your weapons for maximum damage, or split between the 3 to stack the most health. Both sound pretty reasonable to me, but for now, I went with brutality to up my damage. I run into a chest containing an ice grenade that I can equip to my second empty slot and run into my first ever shop. I had the gold to buy his wares, but did I want to buy is the real question. No, not really. The items are pretty ass. Instead, I had much grander goals, like being a little shit to the shopkeep. What do you need? Are you gonna buy something or what? No, I wanted to talk to you. You know, this is starting to get on my nerves. Hey, you gonna buy something? Dude, I wanted to exhaust your dialogue. I listen to everything before I buy. Just my luck to get stuck with the island idiot. I may be the guy with no tongue, but I'm a very, very careful listener. Listen to all the details. My next object of uncertainty was this smiley face. Rubbing it does nothing, so yet another question raised. There's many different pathways I can take, but I'm unable to properly explore them as of right now. I can only enter the next area, Promenade of the Condemned. Between each area, we have a prep stage, where if your run is falling too close to the sun, you can hopefully course correct into the right direction. I'm introduced to a few mechanics here. 2 doors of slaying 30 enemies without getting hit, and beating the level in under 2 minutes. Both I was very close to getting, might I add. This fella provides me with permanent upgrades using cells that have been dropping from enemies. The collector's only unlocked item to buy off him right now is a health flask permanent upgrade. Yeah, that's a guaranteed buy. The purchase also unlocked more stuff to buy, so I spent 5 cells into gold reserves, a permanent upgrade that is only useful when dying. Well, since I'm never playing this game again after I first try it, this was a useless purchase. My next goal, I was hoping to get enough cells so that I can have 2 health flasks. I might as well just heal. Oh, I gotta hold the heal. And that got me back up to full though. The next helpful NPC is this little goblin Ghislaine, where I end up spending way too much time here. The first area, although it says 8 minutes, it's fraudulent. It actually took me 16 minutes to get through, which for a first run, I say that's not too bad. Well, this prep stage was basically the same amount of time, and this is the reason why. Ghislaine holds mutations. Mutations are very valuable passive upgrades that can shape our run in a positive direction. I want the best possible chance at victory, so I take it upon myself to be a bookworm, fully taking in all the tiny details, discovering amazing permutations for a rather new player, and some not good ones. 25% damage if there are no enemies near you. Why would I want that? Tranquility? What? Isn't the point of doing damage is to have enemies near you? All right, I don't really understand that one. Bows exist? No, they don't. Not in my run. The free revival was really tempting, but I decided on YOLO. Whatever happens, happens, and I'll live through the one life I got. What was most enticing to me was vengeance. I'd be getting hit a lot anyway, so the 61% damage boost and reduced damage would make me a big tank. What is this? A potion. Oh, that's how I regen. Oh, that's neat. With all that exposition, I can finally enter the Promenade of the Condemned, earning me my first achievement. This game is awesome. Achievement! Oh, and this game's even more awesomer because I got an achievement. I'm on the board. How many achievements are there? Got a long ways to go. Immediately afterwards, I find a blueprint directly above, giving me another achievement. The promenade already has me on my toes with new enemies like a teleporting dude, a training dummy that completely shields everyone in proximity, and my worst enemy in any game, obstacles. Oh no, obstacles. My worst nemesis. Ooh, I got through it though. Trust me, that was a lot scarier in my head. I want to explore my options, so let's go down here. I'm not really worried about the time doors right now because honestly, I just want to try to understand the game. Twin Daggers 3. That's an upgrade. Upgrades, people. Went from 1 to 3. We just skipped 2 entirely. Nice. The coolest part of this game to me is just how creative you can get with your approach. Like, I could bust through this door, but it's not a smart play because everyone's protected by a dummy far to the right. They would have an easy training dummy in myself to wail on. So instead, I can climb up here and take down some of the stragglers not shielded up here to tilt the odds into my favor. If I can bait enemies to be alone, I can always get the jump on my enemy. Upon entering new rooms, I'm introduced to a roided out enemy that has his sights on my life. An elite undead archer. Doesn't seem much of a foe. Oh, I was trying to heal. I didn't mean to heal. I hit the wrong button. Unknown artifacts. Get in there. A vine rune. This permanent rune causes climbing vines to grow. Now, being certified to tickle some acid balls, I can make it grow to new heights. I find a scroll that lets me up my brutality even further, and things were starting to look up for the run, so it's only natural the game comes to ruin my mood. I feel like that's gonna be, oh no, I don't want to go through this. It's the worst room ever. They don't seem too hard, luckily. When the platformer has platforming, you know, so true. I find another scroll, taking my brutality to level 4. Damage was starting to look really good. My daggers were blitzing through enemies. I was ducking, dipping, and dodging my way past these enemies before they even knew I was there. We find ourselves back at another shop, where after annoying the shopkeeper until he wants to kick me out again, I buy a greed shield, but then quickly realize that was a bad purchase because it never got used. You know, maybe I don't ever need to block stuff if I'm just goated at the game. Maybe I don't ever need to use it. The rest of the promenade goes pretty swell. Sinnoh Slicer carries, another scroll goes into upgrading brutality for basically double damage, and the area ends with a locked door that I can't quite get through yet because I can't rub the smiley face. I gotta take the elevator of pity up to take me all the way to the ramparts. Safe to say, sitting at 24 minutes and 17 seconds of the run, I was pretty close to getting the time door. I pushed all of my cells into Health Flash 2, then for my mutation, I went for support so that my Sinnoh Slicer can do 35% more damage just by being near it, which I already have to do for it to be powered. Essentially a free damage upgrade for no cost. I think I can heal. Yes, I'm gonna heal. You can get the full, and now we have full health and a full flask. I'm not gonna lie, for a first run, I'm kind of cooking. Let's go to the ramparts, shall we? A room with a view. Reach the ramparts for the first time. What a very pretty area and background. This is sick. What a beautiful game. Honestly, I never expected to have made it this far on a first try, but hey, we're making progress. There's a lot of things I never could have thought of so far, and this next encounter was going to be the definition of the unexpected. Oh, it looks like that entire area below just looks like death. Multiple Nox Bow 3L. 1032 damage per second. Shoots 3 arrows at the same time. Fires twice as many bullets. Colorless. The highest level applies 60% damage to a bleeding target. Launches a grenade. Biters crawl from the... I don't know what that part means, but holy... That's really good. I mean, I'm getting rid of the... Fuck the shield, man. No one needs a parry. Who needs parrying in a game when you have fucking damage? Just take him out. The run was already shaping up to be pretty good, but with the bow, it just eats people. I really don't know the first steps in creating a build, but the accidental build before my eyes was starting to look rather crispy. I found a guardian scroll that lets me raise either tactics or support. I go tactics to increase my support skill damage, overall damage to my Sinnoh Slicer, as well as just an overall decent health increase. Further on, I ran into a shop that has an actual useful item to buy. The Tonic V item will give temporary health back to me and overall reduced damage taken for 9 whole seconds. Knowing that there would be lots of damage coming my way, I bought it without hesitation. With the increase of another brutality level and the arsenal I had been brewing, I was destroying enemies left and right. I was feeling on top of the world. They can't even react to me. Oh man, this must be what feels like greed. Pure greed and confidence. I cannot wait for my overconfidence to put me into absolute shambles. Like right here. Oh, that was a little bit of an L room. I went from like 700 health to like 400. No bueno, no bueno. No matter how well off a run can be, overconfidence can also be an absolute run killer. I also completely misplayed by not tonicking before entering the room, so not gonna lie, that's on me. Thankfully, I can get all my health back, so just putting a band-aid on that wound is alright. You know what else would have helped me there? Some reduced projectile damage would have been great. Oh, would you look at that? 75% reduced projectile damage. The game always seems to help me out in a bind, but you aren't going to see me complaining about it. Finding a power scroll off an enemy, I went with survival to keep my tactics and survival equal. 40% increase. Ow, fuck. Well, I just, that's why we got the survival, because we just, we took all the damage. We got the health back just to take damage. Now, our power scroll, I keep my brutality up at least a few levels from the other stats. I think this was a perfect balance between getting enough damage as well as health, so that when I'm in an uncomfortable spot, I tonic up the face tank through everything. Oh, mid jump, I had you unlock. I'm like Katniss over here, just, ooh. Roll out. I see a wall there. Okay. I lost 300 health on that? There's no shot. I mean, I gotta try again, right? All right, man. I get it. You don't fucking like me. Besides falling to a significant chunk of my HP, the rest of the ROM parts was pretty chill. At the exit, I found a scroll that I planned to survival. So we can go to the Black Bridge, or we can just keep going down. Oh, well, now we can only go to the Black Bridge. Those bastards knew that I would have had the time door this go around, so they had to remove that door. I spend my cells to now hold 2 health flasks. My additional 18 cells went into gold reserves, but we aren't going to need that here because the run ain't dying, baby. Here we can grab our final mutation, and for potentially our most important pick, I went with Tranquility, a mutation that I was ragging on being bad. I love how I said at the beginning, why would I ever buy Tranquility? And now look at me. Fucking dumbass over here. Mr. Clown. Mr. Clown here bought it. And it was going to be put to good use as we're given a moment of tranquility. It was only time that we were due for our first boss. Concierge. Let's run it. Ammo stuck in this enemy. I don't know what that means. Well, I guess I know what that means. Never mind. Oh, he hit me. Bastard. Oh, well, I just need to watch. Oh, he jumped. He's a jumper. I should just focus on the arrows. Ow, ow, ow. I mean, we're doing good damage. Let me tell you, he's dead. He's done. He's done. The Fat and the Furious. You beat the concierge. I sure did. And I got a lot of T-fers for it. After beating the concierge, I pick up this rune that gives me achievement for absorbing the challenge's rune. And more importantly, the Sinew Slicer 5. We're going from 1 to 5. Look at that DPS increase. From 46 to 77. Plus 66% damage. Holy shit. That's an increase. That stonks. Upon entering the next level, we can prepare again. Honestly, this might have been the closest time door yet. This area introduces us to a resident Canadian, a good old blacksmith. Unless we become Scrooge McDuck in cells, gathering 500 cells just isn't gonna happen. After a rather quick preparation, I have a choice between either going to Stilt Village or the Fractured Shrines. The Fractured Shrines is a part of the DLCs, and I do have all of them, so Fractured Shrine can be in the cards. However, there's a non-zero chance that the DLC is a significant difficulty spike from the normal areas, and because I didn't want to take that chance, I decided it was best for me to go to Stilt Village. However, the people who named this village must have made a typo because truly, this area should have been named Shit Village, for one good reason. Oh, wait, whoa. I misinputted. I hit the roll button. I was trying to jump down. Damn, that almost got me too. But we got 50%, we got a jump stick. So like, we just got all our health back plus. Dude, when I get unlucky and not really unlucky, that was like an issue of mine because I fucked up. I just got fucking rewarded for my mistake. If I'm not careful, Cannonball Pete here is going to be a problem. Anytime I see him running the streets, I tonked up and tanked his damage. This one specifically was guarding a village key, which we need to access the rest of the village. Have you heard about the inevitable Doombringer? For the bell tolls. Okay. Stay away from you. He's dead. He's dead. He's dead so quick. Multiple knocks bow 6. You're not going to be better than what I have, buddy. Let me tell you that. The Doombringer that was brought down was a crazy theorist that had strings of connections about the malaise disease that has wiped out the island and caused everyone to be so violent, and according to him, it was all fake. Well, until I came in to malaise my hands on him. Making sure I keep my distance from Cannonball Pete, the rest of the enemies were no struggle to take care of. My current warpath led me to a second village key, as well as a few scrolls, where I decided that I should try to raise my mutation skills up, deciding to go for tactics and 2 scrolls, and brutality for another at the pace of a snail. If you get to the end, this will be like 3 hours. Are you serious? Am I that slow? Holy, I'm taking forever. When you spend the first hour in the very first room and 30 minutes in every single shop, that tends to happen. Speaking of shops, my 30-minute appointment was due. Oh my god, I just saw the fucking damage on that thing. Bro, that does just as much damage as my bow. We're damned up. With now both of my weapons doing insane damage, this was the point where I genuinely thought a first try was actually possible. I had no idea how many more areas were left, but genuinely looked like there was only 2 more main hubs to go. And soon after, I was leaving Shit Village behind us. The prep stage was a short one. I unlocked recycling, which with our loadout, I'll be selling basically everything. Hey, you there! I work for the blacksmith. I can patch up your gear for cheap. I'm not really supposed to be here. You're the real dog. Let's just keep that between us, okay? No snitches here. The apprentice gives me the option to upgrade my current weapons and a chance to change my modifiers for potentially satisfying results. My only weapon that had no synergies with my other items were the twin daggers. So I went and took a gamble. All right, yeah, reforge these bad boys. Shoots an arrow in front of you. 210 damage. That's so fucking good. It honestly wasn't that good. I don't know why I was so hyped here. The fire modifier wasn't clicking with any of my other synergies. It just did damage, which I guess was enough for my caveman brain. Because I'm Mr. Moneybags, I upgrade the quality for all of my items too, finishing up the last of my preparations. It was now onto the clock tower, the second to last major area. These enemies inside the clock tower are the craziest I've faced yet. I just began this area and I'm already down a health flask when I didn't need to use it. I already wasn't on my A game, so picking survival here was an odd choice. I made it up though by going to tactics next time. Basically, my goal is to grab as much health as possible so that bad encounter won't be the end of the world. Kind of like this encounter. I'm spiraling even further with an invisible ninja appearing out of nowhere. I used my last heal for the area, so now I'm really in hot water. Clockmaker's key. So I found the top of it. Tick tock, baby. If I can find the Clockmaker's key, I can get to the next prep station, so I'm gonna look out for that. Meanwhile, I have to take down a bunch more enemies on the other side. It helps that my main issue has been the invisible ninjas. Detecting them before they appear by faint smog particles can make me play more comfortably. Slowly making my way through the tower, I managed to make my way to the top, finding a scroll of power, pushing brutality to double digits, and finding the Clockmaker's key. Oh no, I gotta get this. Ooh. Oh, that did so much damage to me. I unlocked the Clockmaker's key door and went up to find an area called the Clock Room. Before that though, I still had some areas to explore, so I checked for any additional scrolls. I find 2 scrolls here that I both plan to survival. Fully exploring the clock tower with not much struggle, the last stop was a shop. This Cinema Slicer VII was the same amount of damage as my current one, but the modifier that it burns to the ground was better, and I could always upgrade the quality of the VII to be better damage. Plus, look at my money. I got the funds to spend. The collector for this run was now useless. I spent some cells into some new drip I found earlier, but that's about it. Please do not break this door. I'm gonna have to break it. I broke it. I broke the door. Don't be mad. With my gold, I upgraded the new Sinnoh Slicer VII, giving me an 80% poison damage modifier. This one mixes well with the tonic, as any use gives off a poison cloud. Dude, this is a fucking insane run. I don't even know what an insane run is. I'm just saying it, but it seems pretty insane. Seems pretty goated. The remaining money I spent on gambling with my twin daggers modifiers. What would I be hoping for? I think bleed. I mean, poison's not bad. That's pretty good. That's really good, actually. I'm happy with that. I'm satisfied. Turns out, refilling also heals, so it's also back to full just in time for the clock room. Yo, there's no music, barely any ambiance. It's a boss. It's a boss. Oh, really sick background? Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, it's just a regular enemy. That's a crazy nickname. The Timekeeper. It's a fucking badass name. Already got hit. I don't know what's going on. I'm just... Let's finish this. Bro, we're still fighting. Did I win? This won't end well. Yeah, for you, you're gonna demolish. You've only done like 1,000 damage to me. Oh, he fucking left. That coward. Mint's like, it should have been me, not him. There was no time to dwell in the prep room. I felt unstoppable heading into the next level. My build was great, my health was bountiful, so that means that there's two outcomes. I'm either due for one of the biggest chokes, or an unstoppable run ahead at the High Peak Castle. Between me and the final boss, I'm in for a tough road, as the High Peak Castle wanted to bring the big guns. I'm so glad I didn't jump down there. I'm safe up here. Oh, look at that. That's a good one. With the, oh, he's pulling me down. He's pulling me down. I don't want to be down here. The run had now hit the 2.5-hour mark, but that wasn't going to stop me from taking my sweet old time. I was all about being patient, as one real big mess up could be the end. I was spamming my Sinnoh Slicer for the very beginning of this area. It's actually doing so well, pissing me. I need my arrows back. Hold up. I'm walking here. I'm walking here. Oh, this is a long hallway to walk. Oh, where's my arrows? Don't be too down. He's got the accessibility options hard. Yeah, you're right. Don't tell him, though. Let's keep it a stream secret, guys. Oh, this guy got one fucking hand. You know what he does with that hand? Oh, he cooks with it. He doesn't do anything else with it. My only real problem would be like an elite or something, so hopefully that doesn't happen soon. Oh, fuck. Oh man, I do so much damage. It don't even matter what he can do to me. The funniest part of it all is that I do so much damage that I really don't have to use any of my synergies, which probably brought a little too much confidence in me, taking me down to half, with the only way forward is through another elite. Only one of us will make it out to tell the tale. Oh, bro. The last shop here had an upgraded tonic that I bought, but then because I wasn't using the tonic, I was easily swayed to buy this infantry grenade with an easier poison modifier. With the new infantry grenade, the build felt complete. I was schmoving. The synergies were synergizing. Using the gas of the infantry grenade to fumigate the enemies, there was nothing that could possibly stop me. Oh no, oh no. I didn't mean to come in here. Oh, I gotta fight him now. That did a lot of damage to me. This might be cooked. Okay, one's dead. Oh, we're good. We're good. That did a lot of damage, though. That was the last close call of the High Peak Castle, as every enemy was now dead. With all the elites dead, I've been picking up keys to the castle, totaling up to 3, which was going to be used to open up these 2 locked doors into the throne room, and the third being a room with loot. Only valuable loot was the last power scroll. Other items I recycled, and a blueprint down below was unreachable currently. My last scroll was put into brutality, so this was the final scroll layout. I don't know how I did with optimizing choosing what I upgraded with scrolls, or even making a build. So if you have any tips for me, dropping some words of wisdom in the comments would be rather appreciative. For my final prep stage, my prep was entering to the next stage. If this run didn't have the strength to best the final boss, then so be it. Win or lose, we ride with the bow and fire. It all comes down to this. Can I do it on the very first try? This may be the biggest choke on the channel if we fuck this up. All we needed to do was to defeat the hand of the king. The fuck is happening? I've never seen like half these enemies. Ow. I'm healing there. That's perfect time to heal. Bro, that... There's no way. There's just gotta be a second phase. That's it? That's it? Bro, what type of baby shit was that? Absorb your first boss stem cell. I don't even know what the hell that is. That's a first try. Holy shit. Upon equipping this lance, I slay the king, completing our run on the very first try. I may not have figured out how to make a proper build, what the lore behind the malaise was, or how to dodge any enemy's attacks or bosses. Really, I may have come out of the whole experience not learning a single thing. But if there's anything that I did learn throughout my run, it was that I completely steamrolled this game on my very first try. With Dead Cells beasted, I can now officially retire with my 100% win rate. Total number of games. Total number of games finished. Oh, what? So it started another game for me? That's so unfair. What? No. Not. I wanted to see 100%. I'll never have 100%. 50% win rate. I'm a fraud. I'm a fraud. No. Okay, so maybe the game gypped my winless record, but at least I still have 0 deaths. It looks like I have a lot more Dead Cells to play, and for my next run, I think I know exactly what to go for next. Though in the meantime, you can either check this video out where I got all the achievements and Enter the Gungeon, or you can check out these runs live, where I'm usually up to some goofy challenge. Thanks for watching.